world it turns, it freezes you and then it burns. Every dream you ever had is screaming like your own jihad. You might as well not be here, at least you wouldn't know that fear. That nothing you do makes some sense, that you make no difference. Another day comes, the world it turns, it freezes you and then it burns. Every dream you ever had is screaming like your own jihad. You might as well not be here, at least you wouldn't know that fear. That nothing you do makes some sense, that you make no difference. Another day comes, the world it turns, it freezes you and then it burns. Every dream you ever had is screaming like your own jihad. You might as well not be here, at least you wouldn't know that fear. That nothing you do makes some sense, that you make no difference. Science tells us we are nothing. There is a bunch of blind energetic forces that just happened to come together and think that they are you for a while. Science tells you you are nothing. God believing tells us we are nothing. There is a God, and this is really all that matters. Obey his prophets and be rewarded. Disobey his prophets and be punished. And whatever you do, you'd better be able to tell the difference between a real prophet and a false one. Did you identify the correct one? God believing tells you you are nothing. And so, we are nothing, are we not? For these are the only two possibilities, aren't they? We are blind energetic forces making a mistake, or we are the creation of a God who cannot make mistakes, proving him wrong. Either way, we really shouldn't think too much of ourselves. Human culture, human culture, human culture. The bully of all bullies. The controller of all controllers. The liar of all liars. Obey human culture and be rewarded. Disobey human culture and be punished. And you needn't worry about which one you pick, because they're all going to punish you. If you think that you believe in and worship God, you do not. You believe in and worship human culture. If you believe in science because you think it is rational, it is what human culture says about science that you believe in. And human culture is not rational. Time and space were once impossibly not here, and then started being here? Is that rational? More rational than saying God cannot make mistakes, which means that we must be punished for ours? No, it is not rational. It does not make the least bit of sense. And this is the defining feature of human culture. It does not make the least bit of sense. And now I am sacrilegious and heretic for speaking truth, because human culture will tolerate all things but the truth. Look around you at our world and see all that human culture allows to take place. Look, it's all right there for you to see. Do you see how rational human culture is? Do you see how human culture brings about good things for us? It's kind of a curious thing, really, isn't it? That every politician works so hard to serve us, that every scientist is so rational about what does and does not make sense, and that God never makes a mistake. And this world of ours you are looking at is the outcome. You would almost think that someone somewhere is lying to us. You would almost think that we are lying to ourselves. Almost. Of course, there are many of us who see with great clarity that this human world is a world of lies. Some of them are politicians. Some of them are scientists. Some of them are religious leaders. And some of them are even people who are genuinely altruistic. It really doesn't take much to see all of this. But seeing that everybody is lying doesn't mean that you suddenly know what is true, and what is true beyond the truth that everybody is lying. And what are you supposed to do when you know everybody is lying, but you don't know what the actual truth is? Well, there are lots of possible answers to that question, and human culture explores all of them. We are not nothing. We are not blind energetic forces mistakenly thinking they are us for a while. And we are not the creation of something so amazing it effectively makes us worthless by comparison. The only possible reason for existence at all is that there are truths that just cannot not be true. This is literally the only possible reason for existence being able to exist. If there are no truths that cannot not be true, then there is no existence, because there is no possible cause of existence without that does not include that. And once we finally, at long last, are willing to recognize the screamingly obvious truth of this, then finally, at long last, we can know who we are. So, are you willing, in the face of human culture, to recognize a truth that is as self-evident and clear as one could wish for? Because on the one hand, you have human culture throwing up its hands and saying, no, 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 no. You cannot believe this. You just cannot. And on the other hand, you have how simply and self-evidently true it is. Human culture is the liar of all liars. But saying no to the liar of all liars, when you have been saying yes to it for so long, it's undeniably tough. And saying no to the liar of all liars, when everybody else is still saying yes to it, well, like I say, it's tough. But let's follow where the truth leads and see if that helps. The only possible reason for existence is that there are truths that literally cannot not be true. And if there are truths that literally cannot not be true, which there clearly are, because existence clearly does exist, then these are truths that are true in all places, at all times, at all scales, in all ways. Because if they are not, then they are not truths that literally cannot not be true. There are 3 spatial dimensions in all places, at all times, at all scales, in all ways. One moment follows another. In all places, at all times, at all scales, in all ways. Truths that cannot not be true take up all of the space and all of the time for all eternity. And whatever it is in all eternity that can be said to be living, it is this. It is truth that cannot stop being true. Truth that can only express the truth of itself for all time. This is all that exists. Did the truth ask to exist and exist for all time? No, it did not. It was given no choice, and it has no choice in this. Is the truth sensitive to all of this? Yes, it has to be. Because being true relative to everything is being sensitive to everything. Did you ask to exist? No, you did not. Did you ask to exist for all time? You did not. But you do. Because that which exists is truth. Truth that cannot stop being true. Truth that cannot stop living. So, if this is true, why don't you remember your eternal past? Each moment of truth is emergent from the previous moment of truth. And the most recent previous moment of truth is both bigger and closer to the present moment of truth than those which went before. The further away a thing is, the harder it is to discern. Are you sensitive to existing? You are sensitive to existing. All that exists and lives and is sensitive is truth in iteration. You can forget it. You can be unaware of it. But you cannot stop it. Because you cannot stop being true. Such is the inherent nature of truth that cannot not be true. While human culture tells us that we are nothing, we are the eternal. And it is human culture that mistakenly thinks it is real. Human culture that is a creation. Human culture that does not live. And here we are, letting it tell us what we are. Human culture tells us it is bigger and older and wiser than we are. But human culture is a fart in our sleep, nothing more. Human culture says we are nothing, the creation of something blind, or the creation of something infinitely and eternally better than us. But truth that cannot stop is both the source and the recipient of creation. Because there is nothing else to be the source and recipient of creation. Because there is nothing else. Your past is your soul. Because it is your past that is your source. Your past which insists on and informs your present. Your specific past is your specific soul. And our shared past is our shared soul. Can you see the truth of this? Your past is your emotional body, the sum total of all your experiences to date that informs both your fears and desires, conscious and instinctive, remembered and forgotten. Your present is yourself, your egoic body, who makes all of your choices for you. Born moment on moment from your mother past. If your past is that which gives birth to you, your eternal mother, then your present self is your own child. You are your own eternal child. And your father is your own higher self. Those aspects of you that iterate at higher, finer, faster scales than can be perceived by the physical senses. The physical scale. It is our own higher self that we sometimes mistake for God. Our higher self extends further into the field of living truth in eternal iteration than our egoic self does, while our soul sees deeper into us than we do. Our higher self sees further than we do, but is less forceful than we are. Our soul sees deeper than we do, and is our life force. This is our eternal Trinity. Our mother soul is our source, our life force and emotional body. Our Father Self is our higher awareness, our higher apprehension that guides us as best as we allow him. And in order for us to do this optimally for ourselves, it is important that we get it, that he is just more of us. All of existence is just more of us, and we are just more of it. Forever. When we do not remember this, we do not know ourselves, and we fight with ourselves, which is what fighting with each other is. When we do remember this, we calm down and recognize that we have been fighting with ourselves all this time. We are the eternal. We are sovereign existence, while human culture is the story we came up with during our own amnesia. That story which now asserts itself as the truth. But it is not the truth. We are. Who lives, we do. Who exists, we